Welcome to the studio. I am going to draw a birthday card for my niece. So I'm making a very small drawing here, and I'm going to draw a horse because she really likes horses and dogs and cats a little bit, mostly dogs and horses. So this is not going to be very stylized video. It's more an improv kind of video where we just spend some studio time together and we can just chat a little bit. I've never done a draw and chat before. I'm actually someone who usually concentrates quite a lot when I draw. One of the beautiful things about drawing is how it just transports you into just a wonderful other place. You sometimes just don't always realize where you are. Goodness. So I hope I can actually do this and my proportions and things aren't going to be too far out because I have to talk whilst I'm drawing. That's really another dynamic that you're introducing into your I think this one is too wide. So sorry, let's just pause. Let's pause that one. Yeah. I think let's just measure this part first. The picture that I have is also at a very weird angle, so there is already some distortion happening here, but I kind of like the attitude in the face here. But I think my nose, I don't know. I don't, goodness, it feels like, I don't know if you've ever gone out in the street and drawn in the street. I know, I always admire those people who are street artists because I don't know how they do it. I really don't. I have drawn in the street and I think on the one hand it's really beautiful because people are so interested in what you're doing and you really see they're fascinated, they want to see what you're making. But a part of art making is that process where you really are on your own and you're a little bit, going into your own world, like I said. So having people there and they're commenting in between sort of, you all know those ugly phases where you're neither this, the image is neither this nor that. And it really doesn't get off the ground as well as you want it to. I'm just going to switch to my lighter pacer. So yeah, I don't know. I might not continue with this, but we'll see. I really want to. I don't like that. Yeah. So I've done it. I've only done it a couple of times, and every time I got too stressed about it at all. Yeah. I guess it's a good learning curve because it really makes you tough at the same time. I know friends of mine who's done it, and what is nice about that is you you do get out there and people get to see what you make, and you also very quickly see what people like, you know. Okay, this horse. Horse is getting somewhere. I doesn't have to be perfect. It's just my birthday card. It's just going to be where I can post the message, and then I want nice. What I am missing is her mane. I'm just gonna improvise from this picture. I'm gonna give her a mane because I know my my cousin would love. I hope it's my cousin. You know, sometimes the English is just failing us. And then this eye on the other side. Let's hood it like that. And you see a little bit of the eye, like that. Line is actually not as prominent. There is a shadow, like a bump thingy there, but there's not really. Okay, I'm gonna make the eye just a little bit more prominent. All right. Okay, I think that's gonna be my horse. I'm back. I just taped my drawing onto the drawing table so that it doesn't slide around. I was talking about the watercolor paint. The watercolor paint. I always just, when I begin, I just drop a fresh dab of water on it because it's obviously a dry block of watercolor. And then that kind of softens up the watercolor, and then it eases it up for you to have a lot to work with. I always, it's not visible on the screen, but I always have two water pots as well. The one for cleaning the brushes and the one for dipping into fresh water. Fresh, clean water if you want to mix your paints and so on. So I'm gonna start on this corner. Everything is at an angle. Why is this brush? You see, goodness. I did some ink work with this brush and I thought I washed it really well, but clearly I didn't. There's some residue still left. Okay. Let's see now. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, it's the pot. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna start with the background. So I'm gonna start with this nice blue. This blue is a bit much, but just helps me to kind of determine the sides. I hope my head is not obliterating the screen of the camera, because I don't know how people set up. Maybe they have very expensive tripods or something, but I try and set up as well as possible, but my head always finds a way to sneak in and just come at me. And yeah, so if you've watched a couple of my videos before, you'll see my ad popping in. Okay, so I don't need to stretch this paper because the paper is very thick and I'm not going to work as wet. I'm going to try and work in a very water sparse manner. I must say, I used to work with round brushes only, and I know I'm shy to admit, but I have discovered the flat brush very recently, and my goodness, it makes such a difference. So that looks good. It's not very washy. That just gives us a very nice even blue feel. So we've got something to mark it against. All right. Okay, my picture, my horse is very brown. I don't know if I'm gonna keep a brown horse. Let me just think for a second. Don't yet know what I'm gonna do. Not this one. I'm gonna use this brush. Picture. Okay. Let's make it. I do like the browns though. So let us make it brown. There used to be a phase in my life where I wore just brown. I wore a lot of brown. And I know a lot of people scoff when they hear brown. They're thinking, oh my goodness, you have fallen off. But yeah, I don't know, I love brown. I think it's such a warm color, and if you know different browns, you'll start to see the beautiful richness of the different browns of the earth, of the soil. I think it's because, brown is very nourishing. So I'm gonna need some darkness. There we go. What is wrong with this brush? It's got one very odd tip, which I'm going to have to cut now. Can you believe it? So, yeah, that's better. I'm sure someone is going to tell you you should never do that. But yeah. Just kind of. And then we've kind of got a very deep shadow here. So let's indicate that. I don't know if it should have such a people who tend to love horses, they love horses with a passion, right? And you just love that. It's always beautiful to see people passionate about animals. Even if I don't share that passion, horses are so beautiful, but I think it's a difficult animal to, sorry, I think they're a difficult animal to understand. And of course, if you've never grown up working with horses or being around horses, I think then they're very difficult to get to know. I could be wrong. Maybe you're going to tell me I'm wrong. Okay. Okay. All right. It's sort of okay. Burnt sienna. Definitely want some burnt sienna in my drawing. Sometimes I'm just too impatient here, clearly. Okay, it's got a white spot there and here. It's very blue. Okay, I think I'm going to let this dry a little bit, and then I'm going to come back to this horse. Right. Okay, it feels drier now, and I'm going to, oh dear. Going to, oh my goodness. Yes. Everything is flying around. Seriously? I don't seem to be able to grip anything now. Okay. You actually get also, you won't believe it, this brush that comes with the Winsor & Newton kit. And it's got a very awesome tip. Because it soaks, because it's got a long tip, you can compare it. It has a longer tip than normal, the normal brushes. So it soaks up a lot more paint, but you still get that very nice tip. This is a nice brown. Okay. I'm gonna start just focusing on some dark lines, and I'm definitely a line-based person, line-based artist, illustrator. The moment the line is there for me, it's like it comes together. Very minimalist in that way. I don't need a lot. At the moment there's a line, I feel happy. Sometimes that's bad. I admire artists who can create with shape and color. They see it primarily in that, because, yeah, that's definitely not how I work. Some darkness in here. See, it's here where I was not supposed to, I guess, say a lot of stuff and I've forgotten. So, like I said, not really. Okay, and then my imaginary mane also needs a bit of oomph. So, just gonna give her a bit of magic. Oh, goodness. Okay. She already feels a little bit better to me. Like she's getting some personality. I think it's because the eye has a bit more definition now. I know. Okay, let's see where more. This side is definitely her shadow side. And then I want a really nice darkness coming on the other side. Okay. Okay. Now I don't have black in my kit, so I'm going to tell you I missed the black a bit. Her mane needs a bit of red, don't you think? So I'm going to add a touch of this beautiful orange to that sienna and see what color we're going to get. It's not yet what I want. Let's see if we use the ochre. That's getting closer to what I have envisioned. No, it's actually not. Oh dear. Usually have a test area, and I don't today because I am just winging it seems. Ooh, it's not the color I was looking for, but I do want some of this color in the painting. Yes. It's not gonna bleed out. Yes, oh, this I like. Lighter areas. Because it has some, you can see here, it's going to have just going to have a bit of dimension. Yes. I want to keep it kind of loose. So here's a very pale type of color coming through. I want to preserve that. So okay, I'm just going to put some of that. It's kind of type of gray. Okay, coming back to, you know what it needs? It needs a bright color. Yes. Yes, I think this is going to be it. Let's see. Yes. Now they look too much the same for me. I just want some of this, you know, as though the light is glistening from behind. I just want that bit of glow, you know, like that. It's going to be on the edge. And then you can have more of the darker colors, more of the orange. sienna, burnt sienna mix. There we go. Yes. Needs a bit of warmth. Enough contrast. Okay. All right. Yes. I think I like that a little bit. But here you need a paler kind of brown. So let's see if we can mix a palish brown. I know I've heard some purists of watercolor never use their white. They kind of just build up the colors as they go. But I'm using white now. A bit of this. Yes, I think that's good. Okay. I hope it's fine. Not too dark. Kind of needs to blend in. Going to make this bottom part darker. Increase this contrast here. That's not the problem, I don't think. Okay, I think it's time to have another pause so that things can dry for this horse. Colors can dry. All right, everything has dried beautifully, and I want to work with a bit of colored pencil. I've got this set by Derwent set, and then I've also got a really old Faber-Castell set of, I really love these watercolor pencils. So let's see how we can bring some life into her. She needs a bit of pizzazz. Okay. And I look for something warm. This is a nice brown. Okay. Now it's gonna, the fiery elements are gonna come out. Looks good. I think that looks good. Okay. Oops. And then I do want to do something which is going to be very crazy, but this is a birthday card for a little girl. So I'm going to give it. Secret ingredient. Okay, bit of glitter. Okay, now it starts to look like a birthday card. Okay. The thing with glitter, as you know, once you start, you find them everywhere. You won't stop with the glitter. It'll be everywhere, on your face, in your clothes. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry, but I think this is good enough for the birthday card. And there's the final image. Thanks so much for joining me in the studio today. I hope you had some fun, and bye!